Around the globe, an audience of 250 million are watching esports. Over the last month, 2,500 Rocket League 2v2 teams competed in qualifying rounds for NBC and FACEIT's inaugural esports tournament. The competition culminates this weekend as the best 16 teams across the United States and Europe compete for the championship and a share of the $100,000 prize pool. It's the Universal Open Rocket League Grand Finals. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Southern California, the heart of esports in the USA. We are in Santa Ana, California at the esports arena for the finals of the Universal Open Rocket League. I cannot wait for the matches that we are about to show you guys live on air here on NBCSN, because we have some matches coming up in the quarterfinals that might as well be the grand finals themselves. The competition is going to be crazy, and I can't wait to bring you guys all of the action throughout the rest of these matches. We have assembled 32 of the world's best 2v2 players here to compete for their share of $100,000 in prizes. I'm your host, Kevin Naki, and it is a pleasure to be here with you folks this evening and bring you guys the very first esports event through NBC as well. It's super awesome. What we've been doing here, though, is bringing together 16 2v2 teams from Rocket League, and they are competing in our very first major 2v2 tournament. So we're going to take a look at the format here. As you can see, we've gone through the round of 16 in this event so far. Those matches were all best of threes. We're going to be showing you guys all of the quarterfinal matches right now, which will also be best of threes. We'll run those all the way up until the upper and lower bracket finals, where we'll switch to a best of 5, and finally, the grand finals will be a best of 7. Now, this is a double elimination tournament, which means if you lose in the winner's bracket, you still have a chance to fight through the lower bracket. And when we get to those grand finals, the team who advances through the upper bracket will carry a 1-0 advantage into the grand finals. Let's take a look, though, and see how these teams actually arrived to this grand finals here in Santa Ana, because we have had 16 teams, 12 of which came from the US, 4 actually came from Europe. Take a look.
So close. Oh, it's right there. Just like NASCAR, Dad. Turn left. Oh, yeah, he's got it. Yes.
You are a hit right now online.
One of the best father-son experiences I've ever had.
G2A, your victors, the East Regional.
How dominant of a performance was this today?
Oh, the ceiling! Oh, what a shot! Are you crazy?
Carmen to try and drop this one through. Gets the double tap dunk on Garrett. Can he get the carry here over the top? Outclassing in the 1v1 department. Oh, it doesn't go in. Does Jacob get there first? He does. He plays it away. Sizzle Your Cobb wins this right here.
And there we have it. That was 8 of our teams that came through the regionals, but of course 8 more teams came through the European Invitational and the US Open. Flipside Tactics, Gale, 4's Esports, Method, and Maka coming from the European side, and they have proven to be extremely strong teams and potential favorites even to upset many of the North American teams that we have competing here. Now, of course, we're going to head over to Trace, who's standing by right now to introduce our first 2 teams.
Now entering Esports Arena for the quarterfinals, Ambition Esports, Prime Thunder, and Wonder. Now on the blue side, Gale, 4's Esports, K-Dop, and Violent Panda.
All right, here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our first 2 teams that are going to be competing against each other, Ambition Esports and Gale, 4's Esports. And, of course, I was Kevin Nagy, but we have 2 amazing analysts who are joining us today. We have James Bott, we have Wavepunk. How are you gentlemen doing today?
Doing great. So excited to be here. The regionals were so much fun, and the action has only gotten better here in the finals.
Yeah, the round of 16, there was a lot of action, and we saw Ambition, who's on the stage now, have a huge upset to get to this point where they're playing another favorite of the tournament. So this is the perfect time to tune in. in.
All right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket and break down how the matches have happened today, as, of course, we have had the entire round of 16 up to this point. As you can see, Ambition Esports and Gale 4's Esports, our first two teams, they advanced past their respective matches, but we have 3 more quarterfinals we'll be bringing you folks throughout the rest of this broadcast. Dapchi and Mocket Esports, Cloud9 versus Flipside Tactics, and finally, Sizzle Your Cobb versus Method. And we'll also get into how many of these teams are named for the wonderful TV audience, of course, that is tuned in as well, because we have some very creative team names that have popped up here over the course of this weekend. But, you know, this is going to be a great match to start us off with, as we have Ambition versus Gale 4's Esports. I want to get a little bit of words from Alex, who are actually standing by right now as a roving reporter with Team Ambition.
Here I am behind the team. They're getting ready to go with this match. Let's go ahead and get down and talk to these guys, starting with you, Wonder. We saw that first match. A lot of people considered you guys underdogs against G2, but you pulled it through and you made it work. And now you're going up against Gale 4's Esports over there. They are formidable. So what are you going to try to hold on to from that first match to continue your success here?
Just good comms, making sure we're keeping our rotations nice and solid, and just keeping up with the pressure. And we're on the offensive end. We're pretty dangerous.
I'll say. Prime Thunder, over to you. Similar question for you, man. How you feeling coming into this match, especially after getting that victory over G2? Is that helpful coming into this match against Gale 4's Esports?
Yeah, it definitely helps. It gave us a lot of confidence beating G2, and Gale 4's is kind of a similar team in a playstyle way, so we just have to cut off their passes.
All right, good luck, guys. That's Ambition trying to pull off an upset against Gale 4's.
All right, let's take a look at how these two teams actually got to this point as well. Gale 4's Esports, of course, came through the European Invitational. They actually won that outright, including a full 4-0 sweep in the finals. They have, of course, already defeated Incognito in the round of 16. Ambition, on the other hand, with a nice little upset in the first round. They took out G2 Esports 2-0 after these guys were actually the runners-up in the Northeast Regional. So already making some waves, and we'll be interested to see what these two teams can bring here in just a bit. But, you know, I do want to break down our match here and talk a little bit about what we can expect from these guys, because this is going to be an interesting match for me. First off, you guys both predicted that Gale 4's Esports coming into this was probably odds-on favorite to take the entire thing. They struggled a little bit in the opening round. Ambition, on the other hand, going up against a very strong G2, did come away with a victory. So is this a closer match than it looks like on paper?
Well, the best of threes, you know, those series, it can go either way if you get that first game win. Ambition did just that. And Prime Thunder, he's a player who's been around for a really long time. Even though he's young, he played the prequel to Rocket League, so he's a lot of hours under his belt. But K-Dop, he struggled in that first series, and we looked to K-Dop to be the best player in the world at times. So if he is on fire, it's going to be dangerous for Ambition.
Yeah, if Ambition isn't able to take the win here, they'll at least be able to make this game very interesting, very exciting. The play that they were bringing at the top of the day was excellent, so I would love to see it some more here. And but Gale 4's, yeah, I think that they've warmed up a bit. I think they're going to still have this one clean.
All right, well, let's go ahead and throw things over to our casters for the first match. It is, of course, going to be Corelli and Quinn Lobdell. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Kevin. I'm joined here by Quinn Lobdell. We are kicking off game number 1, Gale 4's taking on Ambition. So we're already 5 seconds into this one. Wonder trying to make things happen. K-Dop trying to clear this one out. Prime Thunder actually has an opportunity right off the bat, and there you go. Ambition takes the lead.
Prime Thunder has been a menace today. Look at Violent Panda and K-Dop overrunning each other, and Prime Thunder positioned perfectly to capitalize on a huge defensive miscommunication.
And there you have it. Ambition striking first in the first 15 seconds of the game.
And Ambition, for all the new viewers at home tuning in, these guys upset G2, one of the favorites to make it very far into the bracket, a potential tournament winner. And Ambition, the first game of the tournament, knocks them into the loser's bracket.
And Ambition starting off hot here, scoring very quickly. We're looking for Gale 4's now to answer back. Prime Thunder trying to play this one inside. Back out to Wonder, pops this one up. K-Dop there to meet it in front of his own net. Back down to Wonder. Prime in the midfield waiting for this pass to come out. Up he goes for this one, trying to drop it back down. Wonder's there. Ops just rotate out. Violent Panda, good clear. High and into space. That's what you want in 2v2, especially to relieve pressure. Prime doing the same now. K-Dop trying to be a nuisance. Delay time for his teammate to rotate back, and he did. Violent Panda, a long high clear. Wonder barely touching that one down to Violent Panda. K-Dop lurking in the background, waiting. The Prime Thunder there to clear it away.
We've seen really not the greatest or the most effective performance so far from K-Dop. We heard James talking on the desk a little bit earlier saying K-Dop, a potential world #1 player, and he really needs to turn it on here. Violent Panda, a player who's really good at utilizing space. He has great vision, he spots his teammates, and if we don't see K-Dop positioning themselves properly, Violent Panda's potential is going to go to waste.
And we saw Gale 4's take on Incognito, which is a similar team to this Ambition esports squad. They struggled in the first game, actually dropping into Incognito, and they're actually starting the same way here against Ambition. Wonder almost connecting on that one. Prime Thunder to follow it up.
And you see so much respect from Gale 4's for this Ambition squad. You saw Violent Panda did not go out to challenge that. He expected a great shot. He's opted to stay in net.
Shot out for Prime Thunder, saved off the crossbar by Violent Panda. K-Dop, a weak clear towards midfield, but he comes out with the ball dumped away by Wonder. Now met by Violent Panda trying to follow that one up. Prime Thunder snatches that one away. And now Wonder in a 1v1 with K-Dop. Prime Thunder there now to support. K-Dop just floating, trying to play this one out. Approaching halftime, actually past halftime now. And Ambition just holding on to this 1-0 lead, really not putting on too much pressure to Gale 4's, but definitely owning this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, they got their goal advantage here, and that's huge. In 2v2, mistakes are so easily punished, so it's super important that if you're the first team that goes ahead, you don't have to take any risks to equalize the lead, to be able to tie the game back up. So right now, Ambition are in a great spot right now. They can play much slower, be much more methodical and thoughtful about their play. K-Dop and Violent Panda, however, are not in such a lucky position.
And Ambition can really just start playing their game and just capitalize on any mistakes that Gale 4's gives them. They have the lead. Gale 4's needs to come to them. As you see K-Dop playing out from his own corner, Ambition just needs to volley this back for another minute and 40 seconds. Violent Panda playing this one out. K-Dop's there, he fires off a shot, saved by Prime Thunder, but it's not the best save. He's got to make another one. As both Gale 4's players back off here. Prime Thunder to the other side. That one's going to go off the back wall. K-Dop in pursuit of this one. Now playing it towards the net. Wonder's got to get back. It goes off the back wall of the Ambition side. This ball just going back and forth right now. A minute left now. The demo comes out with Violent Panda. K-Dop almost able to drop that one down.
Such an important demolition there that takes one player out of the game for 3 seconds. That's such a huge factor in this game, taking one player, making it a 2v1 situation, and we saw K-Dop there unable to turn that great pass from Violent Panda into a goal.
Yeah, similar to a hockey power play, those demolitions are so important. With 45 seconds left, Gale 4 needs to make something happen. Here comes Violent Panda on the air dribble. Met by Wonder in midair though. Ambition, the defense holding strong right now.
And when we see teams like this, we see Ambition really lurking on their own goal line, playing incredibly defensively. We need to see Violent Panda start to take longer shots, opting to pass the ball a little bit closer to their own net to create, opportunities where they can get powerful shots without taking offensive risks.
15 seconds left. Ambition might give up a goal here. It's K-Dop. He's right in front of the net. Not able to put it away. Violent Panda finally does.
What a pass here from K-Dop. So good. Able to completely change the trajectory of that ball. Look at that. Oh, what a pass there. You can tell Ambition, no idea that was even possible in that situation. Tying the game up with 11 seconds left to go.
Gale 4's esports at the almost last second here, tying it back up, and here comes Ambition back the other way. Prime Thunder's up for this one, not able to connect, and it looks like we may be going to an overtime here. One more opportunity for Gale 4. Are they going to take it? No, it's going to drop down. Game number 1, overtime number 1.
Oh, overtime is so scary. In overtime, the rules change to a golden goal situation. The first team to score, they will end the game as the winners.
And this could go on for an indefinite amount of time until someone scores, so we're not leaving until someone scores. It could have been Wonder right there.
It's a little bit of a mess here. You see both the teams just trying to not make anything
1v1,
bad
Prime Thunder over Wonder. He's got an open net. He puts it away. Ambition take game number 1.
Ambition here. We see Prime Thunder. He has been a hero. He took the first goal and he sets up the second goal. An incredible bait there. The ball laying on his side. All he needs to do is pull that defender out of the goal, and he does it so masterfully. This guy is like 16 years old, I believe, and such a prodigy. Prime Thunder coming in clutch.
Such a young team, and Ambition taking game number 1 over Gale 4's, a thriller.
Yeah, seriously, just such an incredible game, and we see so many shots coming from this Ambition esports side. And if you take a look at some of these replays here at this highlights, you're going to see what was so successful. Prime Thunder, this is what we saw Gale 4's esports kind of stack up on top of each other and just lose control.
Yeah, Ambition striking first helps them out a lot here. Gives them the confidence, gives them the momentum going into it. You see Gale 4's trying to strike back. They had opportunities. It's not that they were stuck in their own half. You see K-Dop, he squandered a couple of them. But
what a pass. I could watch that all day long, Corelli.
Tying it up with 11 seconds left. Gale 4 staying mentally strong in this one. And forcing at least an overtime is something to be said about that.
Right, I mean, that's a huge achievement considering Gale 4's, I mean, they have in all the most recent LAN events and all the most recent tournaments, these guys have consistently made it to the finals, the grand finals of every tournament. And they've had kind of something going against them. I mean, they just struggle to get that first place. But getting second at every tournament isn't exactly a problem.
And then you look at Ambition's side, they are just playing spoiler this entire tournament, taking down one of the heavy favorites, G2 Esports, and now they're one game up over Gale 4's Esports, which is arguably one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a huge achievement for them. You can tell that these guys are going to be really, probably playing it a little slower. They're in a good position right now. It's all up to Gale 4's on their last legs.
And here we go. Of course, this is a best of 3, first to 2 wins. Ambition already at 1. Prime Thunder. Now Wonder trying to play this one away. Violent Panda dunks it. Now trying to play this one across, looking for K-Dop. He's not there, met by Prime Thunder. Now K-Dop comes in. Wonder on the dribble, met by Violent Panda. Now Prime Thunder trying to find a way out. On the air dribble. One more touch and it is, and almost into the back of the net. Violent Panda makes the save.
I think we're going to look to see Violent Panda and K-Dop play a little bit more aggressively. We saw what happens when they opt to play slow. They're so good at recovering, going and committing themselves to a play and being able to get back to the goal on time, like you see there.
So dangerous. Prime Thunder just putting it in such an awkward spot, even though that wasn't on target. He's able to force the save and force the rotation from Gale 4's.
What a pass.
It's Gale 4's turn, putting on the pressure. Prime having to go high up for that one. Violent Panda just slowing this ball down, buying time for his teammate. Now Wonder, he's got Prime to his right. The pass comes out, read perfectly by K-Dop. Here comes Violent Panda back the other way. Gale 4's trying to strike first in this one as Ambition has had the better footing here. Violent Panda now off of the ceiling. Can he drop it down? He does. K-Dop to follow up, fires off the shot. Wonder back the other way. It's a free reign for him. Can he get there in time? No, it's Violent Panda who saves that one for the last second.
Heartbreaking there for Wonder, just not enough boost. You can see all these pads on the field. It's so important for all the teams to be able to utilize boost control. The boost economy is such an important part of this game. The boost lets you make saves, lets you go up for aerials. It's an instant increase in speed. And it also is what lets you fly. So it's super important to see teams control the boost, limiting the other teams.
This game 2 minutes in. It's a 0-0 game, Quinn. Do you think that benefits Ambition or Gale 4's more?
I think, honestly, that's going to benefit Ambition more. They have the 1-game lead, and when you go into overtime, I mean, that's just going to be a terrible situation there for Gale 4's.
Prime Thunder, great pass out. K-Dop there to receive it. Violent Panda demos. Wonder and Prime Thunder returns the favor back on Violent Panda. The demolition's coming out. Those players will be out for the next 3 seconds. Prime Thunder now on the dribble, gets demoed himself back to his own spawn. Here's Violent Panda back towards Prime Thunder, who just volleys it to the Gale 4 side. Prime Thunder to follow up is there. This one's coming back down in front of the box. Violent Panda, a good clear from him. Wonder there to meet it. K-Dop lurking, waiting to see this clear or pass. And the pass comes out. K-Dop fires off. Wonder, though, great save, great read from him. The pressure's still on, able to clear that one away, Ambition.
What a great pass there.
K-Dop
is another opportunity. We've seen K-Dop just shooting directly at the goalie with a whole net in front of him. James Bob talking about it on the desk. K-Dop really needs to wake up in the series.
Okay, here comes Gale 4's now. K-Dop. Wonder trying to find this one out of his own end. Now Prime Thunder trying to pick this ball up. We want to welcome all our reviewers. All right, we want to welcome all of our viewers coming in from NBCSN. This is the Universal Open Rocket League. You're watching Ambition take on Gale 4's Esports in a best of 3. Ambition in the orange, Gale 4's in the blue. Ambition already up 1-0 in the series. We have a minute left in this game. Gale 4's trying to fight back into it. Here comes Violent Panda playing this one across. K-Dop not able to follow that one up. Here comes Wonder, dunked away by K-Dop. A minute left, Quinn. Gale 4's threatening.
Yeah, with a minute left, you mentioned before, this being a best of 3, that is huge.
Oh, the pick off from K-Dop, and they take the lead with 41 seconds left.
This is really so important for Gale 4's Esports, a potential favorite, and they lost the first game there. Just such a good read there from K-Dop. The positioning impeccable, predicting where we were going to see Ambition distribute that ball and being there to meet it and score a quick counterattack. Great job there from K-Dop.
Here comes Prime Thunder. Now it's their turn to answer back. 30 seconds left in this one. Prime Thunder tries to go under. He does, but K-Dop there to save it. Prime Thunder clears that one back towards his own end. 30 seconds left for Ambition. Violent Panda off the back wall. Wonder, clear that one away. Prime Thunder trying to flick that one on his back to K-Dop. No one to pass to as he volleys that one back. They have the lead. They just have to sit back and defend, or maybe score one more off the post. Violent Panda. Now K-Dop, 10 seconds left. Ambition needs to find a way out. Here comes Prime, the clear towards midfield. Wonder up for this one, flicking this one on, looking for one more touch. There's 1 second left. When the ball touches the ground, the game ends. Gale 4's in the lead by 1. K-Dop just gonna let that one drop, and there you have it. Gale 4's tying up the series.
Oh, and just what a series it's been so far, Corelli. Seeing Ambition Esports with an incredible game 1, really doing such a good job controlling Gale 4's. And we look at the stats in this game number 2, and you can see Gale 4's with 8 shots to 4 on Ambition, double the shots. That speaks to how much more pressure Gale 4's was able to put out this game. You can tell they kind of feeling out their opponents, and then in this game 2, that's when they can make adaptations and change things up.
We'll take a look at the highlights here in game number 2. A 0-0 game for most of the time until, of course, Gale 4 strikes first. You see saves coming out. A very heavily defensive game, but then opened up by K-Dop. The snipe from midfield.
Yeah, such a good shot here. And in 2v2 specifically, the difference between 2s and 3s, it's so much more space, so much more time. But you also see players sometimes opting to play a little bit more defensively. You don't have a third player who's there to help you out when you make mistakes. And as such, you get punished for mistakes much easier. And on that note, I mean, you see teams trying to play a little bit, you know, nervous, maybe a little bit slow. They don't want to make mistakes. They don't want to concede that early goal like we saw Gale 4's do in game number 1.
Yeah, and of course the standard in Rocket League is 3v3, so it's different to see a 2v2 format, but that's what we got going on right now. $100,000 on the line over our 2-day event here. Ambition and Gale 4's gonna duke it out one more time here. Winner moves on. And here we go in our 5-minute game. Violent Panda sought out 5. Prime Thunder. Wonder plays this one over. Flicked on by Prime Thunder, back out. Here comes Gale 4's back the other way. Wonder just trying to buy time. You see Prime rotating back into his net. This fair dribble all the way back over though. Violent Panda, so scary.
Unable to get on the opposite side of the ball. He needed to just to be able to put that one on in, but oh, this is gonna be huge. A double touch, Violent.
And it's gonna go in now, Violent Panda.
What?
Are you kidding me?
Violent Panda, you see him go up for this, but you never expected to hit such an incredible shot. Look at this card control, able to get on the exact opposite side of the ball. Perfect prediction of that ball trajectory, and he takes the lead early. This is why Gale 4's Esports is one of the, #1 teams in Rocket League today.
Takes the lead in style, but Ambition, it's their turn to answer. Wonder, demos, K-Dop. Here comes Prime Thunder, whiffs on that one. Violent Panda has an open net. Can he shove it in? Yes, he can. Violent Panda, second goal.
Finding these incredibly difficult angles so tight. This is such a difficult touch, and you see he actually recognizes that the opposing team was not going to get the clear, and so you said he opts for a backflip. That lets him regain control of his car positioning and still opt for a second touch to control the shot.
2-0 lead opens up now for Gale 4's as Violent Panda once more trying to go for this air dribble. Trying to find his third goal. And here they come, Gale 4's K-Dop trying to find back over to Violent Panda. Plays it off the back wall. Ambition struggling to get their bearings here. Here comes Prime Thunder. Good control from Prime Thunder. As soon as I say that, though, he goes right past the ball, but gets the pass out instead. Wonder the mind game past K-Dop. Violent Panda in pursuit. K-Dop gets demoed by Wonder.
What a save that was.
K-Dop trying to finish this way. He puts it behind Prime Thunder.
Such a good, it's incredible accuracy here. The placement, the best play here. Another gorgeous pass from Violent Panda. I feel like this game 3, he's just woken up and turned it on. Said, you know what, let's win this one in style. That pass there to K-Dop, and K-Dop opting to put it behind the defender. Such a good mind game.
If you're Ambition Esports, you just want to stop the bleeding right now as they're giving up goals. You see Violent Panda go for an air dribble every single time. He gets a second touch. It's a highlight reel for Violent Panda.
Violent Panda, have mercy on these guys. This is incredible. You see, he gets it past Wonder, predicts it off the backboard with that last touch just to dunk it on in.
It's like the third kickoff I see Violent Panda just go for an air dribble right off the bat.
And air dribbles, we haven't really spoken about that, where you're able to maintain control of the ball on top of your car mid-air. It's such a good play, especially in 2v2, because it lets you maintain control of the ball. You don't ever give up possession at any point.
Prime Thunder shoots that one out. The shot comes from Wonder. That one is a little bit wide, and that was an opportunity for Ambition, not able to capitalize. As we're about to approach halftime here, down 4 goals, Ambition has got their work cut out for them.
And I want to make it clear, in 2v2, we mentioned how mistakes so easily capitalized on. It's so much, it's so easy actually to score goals in this format off of a mistake. So there's definitely potential for a goal.
Oh, the finesse from Prime Thunder almost drops it off the crossbar. Wonder's trying to do it himself now, not able to put that one away, and another opportunity. Ambition not able to put it away.
Yeah, I mean, they really need to take their opportunities. Although they have so much time left, Gale 4's has really tightened up their gameplay, and they're not giving many opportunities up to Ambition whatsoever.
On the other side, Ambition making a mistake there, and K-Dop's going to capitalize.
Yeah, Wonder with just a bit of a defensive error here, and you can see Violent Panda just opting to throw that ball forward. K-Dop, he opts to let it drop right there and hit it off the bounce, but Wonder floating off the backboard, trying to get a piece of it. He couldn't, and K-Dop scores the open goal.
And just like that, 5 goals go to Gale 4's, and we're just barely past halftime. Ambition struggling in this game number 3. Of course, this is a best of 3. We are all tied up here in the series 1-1, and Gale 4's looking strong to take game number 3 here. But of course, 2 minutes left. It is possible to come back 5 down.
I mean, we did see Ambition upset a potential tournament favorite in G2. These guys do have the quality to make this happen. They did have opportunities on their own. They already took a game off Gale 4's. They know this is possible.
But can they come back 5 down? A minute and a half left. Here comes Prime Thunder. They just got K-Dop in net. Here comes Wonder, the shot from him. K-Dop read it perfectly. And this ball's going to go back to the Ambition side. Prime Thunder just slowing it down, but Violent Panda's there. He's going to take it all the way by himself, and Violent Panda puts another one away.
Was this Prime Thunder opting to go for the boost here instead? He goes for a little bit of interference play, trying to get in the way of Violent Panda. Instead, he actually ends up throwing off Wonder. He also goes for the boost in the corner, and it's gonna be too long of a detour there to also make it back in net to make the save.
A minute and 20 seconds left, and it's all Gale 4's right now. Ball just rolling up. K-Dop's going to go off the ceiling here. Can he hit it? He does make contact, but saved away by Wonder. Now back the other way. Wonder looking for Prime. A little bit too far out from him as he's not able to connect. And clears out from Gale 4's. At this point, they're just going to run out the clock. They don't need any more goals, but maybe one more for the highlight reel. Who knows?
Yeah, you see them just hitting slow balls, as high as they can, as floaty as possible, making it difficult for Ambition to ever control it and creating opportunities, taking 10 to 15 seconds for each setup.
And then taking their corner boost on each side, called boost starving, taking that boost, denying them so that they can't grab it themselves. Here comes Prime Thunder off the ceiling, looking for his teammate. Not there as it's dunked away now by Violent Panda. 30 seconds left. Gale Force definitely going to take this one as a 6-0 lead is humongous in Rocket League. Oh, maybe one's going to squeak by, and it does. Wonder's going to put one away, but with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, I really don't see it happen. I mean, well, it's like a goal every 3-4 seconds here. It's just a little bit too much to ask. So it looks like Gale Force are going to be moving on through. But on a side note, they did set up the Brazil. Obviously, the 7-1 scoreline referring to the infamous World Cup scoreline between Brazil and Germany.
Well, we'll see if they can get it. There's a shot off from K-Dop. Now Wonder to play this one out. 5 seconds left. This one's all but over. As Gale Force, they just gotta let this ball touch the ground. This game will go on until the ball touches the ground. They're gonna keep it up. They want the Brazil. K-Dop, he's a fantastic dribbler. He's gonna keep this one up. Prime's trying to end it. It won't end. K-Dop now air dribbling this one across. He's finally gonna die. Gale Force gonna win it 2-1 in the series over Ambition Esports.
And I mean, just really well done for Gale Force, and especially Ambition Esports playing against, tournament favorites here. It's so intimidating, and you could see in game one, they didn't let that kind of affect them. They just came out and played as hard as you could. You could see they're taking shots. They did put offensive pressure, not just sitting in their own net.
Yeah, I mean, it's 10 shots to 7, Ambition with the 7 shots. So again, had opportunities, not able to capitalize. They fall 2-1 in the series. Gale Force moving on.
All right, so we're going to take a look at some highlights from that last set, but Ambition Esports came out strong the first couple of games. They win game 1, it was a close game 2, and then Prime Thunder woke out of his coma and destroyed everyone. What was that?
So, well, Violent Panda, in this series, he eclipsed K-Dop. We talked about K-Dop as being the #1 player in the world. Well, Violent Panda is making me think otherwise. The way he played was out of this world. Prime Thunder in game #1, he was, the key to their victory, but still Gale Force, just like in the Incognito series, really stepped up as the series went.
All right, guys. Well, we actually have Alex standing by right now with our winners of the series, Gale Force Esports.
Yeah, I'm here with Gale Force. Let's make some noise for Gale Force. I love it. These guys are awesome to watch, and there's a trend going on here, guys. Of course, K-Dop and Violent Panda, where you've gone down 0-1 in both of these series. Why is that happening, and is that tough, or does it take time to get into your zone?
I don't know. It's the first game. It's a warm-up, so I don't know. I play bad too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, cruising into game 3, it's all of a sudden y'all are blowing them out. Any comments on that, on how it can take some time to really get in the groove in these best of 3s?
No, I don't know. It just happens. I don't know. We can't do anything about it. It's just getting warmed up in the games, and after game 1, you're warmed up and ready to go for the next one.
Yeah, it's a huge testament of mental fortitude, I think, if you're able to come back from being down in a situation like that. Last question for you guys regarding your next match. It's going to be either DapG or Mockit. Can you tell me who you expect to take that series, perhaps who you'd rather play?
I think Mockit gonna take it. We play a lot Mockit, so yeah.
I think DapG is gonna win. So.
Whoa. All right. They're not necessarily agreeing on that, but that's what's great about the Universal Open. We never know what's going to happen. Gale Force, moving on to the next round.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, we are going to move into our next quarterfinal here in just a moment. But we want to welcome everyone from NBC SN, who, of course, joined us during the middle of that last match. I am, of course, your host, Kevin Naki, for all of our action tonight. And we have our 2 analysts with us, James Bott and Wave Punk, who have been calling the action with me. And I appreciate you guys being here. But let's take a look at that. I, of course, did mean to say Violent Panda when I said that last time. But what a performance. I mean, seriously, just turning on the afterburners, really bringing things out. That's the Gale Force that I expected to see, right? Is that what we're going to see from here on out?
I wonder what's up with Gale Force. They're taking their time to get into games here, dropping games 1 in both of their best of 3 so far today. And game 1, there was a defensive collapse right at the beginning, and then it took them the entire game to score, and then they couldn't manage to pull it off in overtime, and then it was basically just one double commit that they gave them the win in game number 2. And then we see the Gale Force we were expecting from the beginning here in game 3. So do they stay hot? Do they not? I honestly don't know what to expect from them right now.
It seemed like K-Dop, there was a point in game 2 where he even missed a wide open pass from Violent Panda. K-Dop still ended up scoring that game-winning goal, but in game 3, Violent Panda said, hey, enough of this K-Dop stuff. I'm just going to do this myself. and he scored 4 goals and assisted the other 2, 100% goal participation, and the shots that he were hitting were rare shots. You don't see many of those, and he did that in a $100,000 tournament. So Violent Panda impressed me.
And honestly, when K-Dop in his interview is saying, I don't know what happened either, to be completely honest, I've got nothing.
All right, fair enough. Well, Violent Panda, we're going to be looking out for him, of course, over the rest of the matches. But let's take a look at the brackets so we can catch you guys all up at home as to what the matches have been today. We've gone through the round of 16, and we are now well into the quarterfinals, as we know that Gale 4's Esports will advance into the semifinals to face either the winner of DAPG versus Mockit Esports. That, of course, is going to be our next match. Still to come, we have Cloud9 versus Flipside Tactics and Scissor Cop versus Method. But right now, let's meet the 2 teams that will be coming up in the next match.
Now